had some excellent price action. And I am just as amazed as everybody else. But I think we're onto something here. It's great. Mike, how are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Great.
So you guys can hear me correct? Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, loud and clear.
All right, fantastic.
James, how are you? Okay, it doesn't seem James can hear me. But anyway, let's go through each one. But yes.
What is going on with
Baby DragonX? Sorry. How are you, Baby DragonX? Okay. Richie, were you saying something?
Why is it active?
Okay. Great. Helios, dude, how are you?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm doing excellent.
Great.
Nobody wants to be cock-blocked by their fucking phone, bro. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? I'm gonna go upstairs and do it on my computer, bro. Like, can you grab my glasses from me and my water and fill it up, man? I mean, I fucking gotta play games with devices. It's insane, bro. It's fucking insane.
Richie, I hope you get it sorted. Anyway, we will be starting in a minute's time, so 5 minutes past the hour. Thanks everyone for joining. Can we all mute? Richie, I don't know. Can you kindly mute to your your mic from your end? It's good. So again, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. It's really been a great weekend, and I'm glad that everyone is just dialed in on time here. This ecosystem is buzzing. I think so. Just before we start, some housekeeping matters. We would be extending our spaces, weekly spaces, from an hour and a half, which is usually our target, to 2 hours, because of the range of topics we have to cover. And we will continue with the 2 hour target to complete, of course, our spaces session. We'll continue with that until day 369. So yeah, let me get that out of the way first before we kick off. But yes, well, again, thanks everyone for joining. Let's see, Mike, have you got how are we set on the YouTube front?
We are all set. We are live on YouTube. It seems like I hear some background noise from somebody. I don't know, but it seems like we're all muted. Something is not right.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I hear that. I'm hearing that as well. But
it seems everybody's muted.
Anyway, let's
continue. Some background noise. All right.
It seems correct. Let's kick off. We've got quite a bit to cover. Well, again, everyone, we will be kicking off with our starts as usual, and then our builders will take us through the various updates. But before we get into that, I will say, wow, I mean, TitanX, the entire TitanX ecosystem is on fire, as we all know. And again, I think this is just the warm up of what's to come. It will be really helpful to hear from everyone, or to from as many of us as possible, what our thoughts are on what's going on, because we are really experiencing something quite special, and I don't think I'm speaking prematurely on this. But anyway, yes, let's kick off now. I must say thank you thank you all for allowing me and Mike to moderate these spaces, and we've been doing so over the course of the last 10 months. The community has been super, and I really wanted to say thank you everyone for what you have done, really, and the contributions that everyone has made. So again, thank you. So moving swiftly on to the stats. Now, again, this is just high level, focusing on the TitanX protocol itself. We have 54 trillion TitanX in liquid form. Sorry, I think I'm finding this a bit distracting. Mike is correct. I think there is something going on in the back.
Can you hear me? I'm not, I was on mute. Okay, I'll drop and come back.
Great, thank you. Great, okay, so yes, we have 54, just over 54 trillion TitanX in liquid form. That's just over a trillion more than we had this time last week. Again, we are expecting a significant increase in the circulating supply of TitanX in weeks to come. But as we've repeated here, over over the course of the last 3-4 months, if you look at Mike Dean's analytics, Dune's analytics, none of this is a surprise. We are fast approaching our hyper-deflationary phase, and so we're now in September. This month is pretty much the last month of your hyper-inflationary phase, I would say. We're expecting over 25 trillion tokens to hit the market. But when you look at the number of tokens, sorry, the number of projects that are lining up, and we'll discuss that in detail as we go along, it is really, I think a lot of the tokens that we're expecting this month will be absorbed. And of course, that's even putting the bank aside.
I think it's Baby Dragon that's got the background noise going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still getting a lot of feedback. Yeah.
Yep. Baby DragonX, can you exit and come back in? There's something definitely.
Yeah, like somebody
Am I okay?
Yeah, I think Richie B, I think you're okay. I think it's Baby DragonX. I don't know, like one of the speakers, someone. It's Baby DragonX mic. Somebody saying on YouTube. All right.
Great. Okay. Great. Okay. So, moving on, we've got in staked form, we've got over 23.5 trillion. That is pretty much the same. I'm not going to dwell on that. Buy and burn, we've got over 65 trillion TitanX tokens that have been bought and burnt, not returning to the market. That is really important. And I think we all know why. But in terms of percentage terms, that represents 38.8% of all TitanX tokens that have been mined and claimed have been bought and burnt by the buy and burn function of the TitanX protocol. Okay, just moving on, and we're going to tie all of this together, but just moving on, the build on TitanX protocols have between them 12.8 trillion TitanX tokens. So they've absorbed 12.8 trillion TitanX tokens between all of these protocols, apart from, of course, Hyper. And Hyper, we have got Hyper's figures here as well. Now, Hyper has 2 trillion TitanX tokens locked and 5.9 trillion in buy and burn, so being bought and burned as well. The leaderboard is really important, very important, I think, and I think it shows the performance of our various protocols in, in buying and burning and locking as well, TitanX tokens. Why is this important? It is important because the overall objective here is to push TitanX, push it into a deflation environment as quickly as possible. And so that's why it's important to see, to take a look at these, the build on TitanX leaderboard, and to see how our various protocols have contributed to this. I must say, we all know the DragonX story and the Hyper story. Now, when you look at Helios, Inferno, and Blaze, so Helios sits at number 3. Important thing here is that with Helios has actually achieved what's achieved, the position it has achieved here, really without any help at all. So it has pretty much generated the number of tokens, the TitanX tokens that have been burnt or locked and staked. It has done that pretty much by driving the effort of the protocol itself, and making sure that its presence within the ecosystem is felt. The point here is that it is doable. It is doable that protocols can actually come in and perform quite well in terms of achieving the objective that is stated, which is pretty much pushing TitanX into its deflationary phase. Now, Inferno is very new, as we all know, and it's really astonishing what Inferno has done. When you look at the buy and burn amount in the Inferno's buy and burn pool currently, it sits at over 860,000 USD worth of TitanX. Now, contemplate that for a minute. And of course, there's another couple of weeks to go. But let's just, we just put that aside for a minute, and we just focus on the point that we're making here, is that the leaderboard really shows what's going on with protocols contributing to the buy and burn, the locks we've talked about, as well as staking of TitanX. And so I would say to all protocols that have performed and all those that are intending to perform, we really do recognize you and say, please keep up the good work. So let me just wrap up on this point here, and that it is really looking at the sub ecosystems of TitanX currently. We can see 3 sub ecosystems that have clearly emerged here: DragonX, Helios, and Blaze. Definitely, clearly. And if we ask ourselves, just looking at the stats, and we begin to ask ourselves I think the question is really, what happens when or if ETH 2x's or 3x's? What happens when if TitanX 10x's? And if you think that TitanX 10xing is pretty much a pipe dream, then I think we need to just look at the data and think again. I think TitanX has really hit an all-time high with its market cap. Now it's over 40 million. Now 10x from 40 million is just 400 million. That is not really inconceivable for a protocol like TitanX and all the activity and the economic energy that is concentrating within this ecosystem. So the question therefore will be, what happens if TitanX 10x's? You look at Helios. Helios day 420 payout currently sits at 370, just over 370K USD worth of TitanX. A 10x on TitanX will mean close to 4 million on the day 420 payout. You look at DragonX. Hydra aside, that's going to launch. We understand that's going to launch in the next week or two. But putting that aside for a minute, and look at the day 369 payouts that we're expecting. Now, if DragonX, or when DragonX gets the payout that we all expect DragonX to get, which will really be in the millions here at this point, let us just ask what that does to the ecosystem. This ecosystem is highly liquid. It's highly liquid. And if anything, it's really the market cap doesn't really tell the story of what's happening here currently. What we have is an environment where you have several key sub-ecosystems that are really low market cap range. And this is really just the beginning. And so let me just end by saying, you look at TitanX V1 and V2 pools, we currently have about 13 million worth of ETH, 13 million USD worth of ETH. Again, we go back to the fact, if ETH doubles or say 3x's, you know, what happens there? We have seen these two pools total over 34 million in the past. Now, if ETH doubles or 3x's, what does that do to the entire ecosystem? Anyway, I thought that this would be a better way to present these stats. And of course, we have several moving parts and several protocols at this time. And I thought it probably is better to present these stats by, in a way, trying to tie them together. I have now gone on for now coming up to 15 minutes. So I think I should pause. I'll hand over to Mike, and then we will, you know, get our builders to give us their various updates. But again, thanks for listening. And yes, Mike, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Plan A. Yeah, it's always great being here on a Sunday. I think we've been doing this for a while now, so I guess you guys know a little bit of some of the topics or some of the updates you're doing. I mean, obviously today is a very interesting day. We have some green candles, and it seems like there's more people joining in to listen. So some few things I have in mind here. I think one of the things I would like to talk about is first one is regarding security, I guess. That's the first thing. The second one is the upcoming projects. And lastly, probably a quick update on TitanX Hub. So if we start off with security, I think I've also pinned the tweet above. I just yesterday recovered another TitanX miner from a TitanX community member. He got fished. It was a very very convincing looking bill on TitanX project. So it was a fake website essentially. And I think it happened because he clicked a link on Twitter, I believe, and he was taken to this very convincing bill on TitanX website, a project which has launched, by the way. And he possibly gave permission to spend the TitanX, just like the official website. And all his token were he lost pretty much all his token. But he still had miners running. So when the time came to unlock, he started to unlock several ones. But every time he unlocked them, as soon as they became liquid to his address, they were gone immediately. So they were sent out immediately. So essentially this address, which was the fake one, had the permission, and they just sent out the tokens straight away. So obviously he at least he managed to, like, I mean, the good thing is he was doing the miners one by one, and so they were disappearing, and that's why he noticed, like, okay, something is wrong. So at least, anyway, long story short, he contacted me for help, and I was able to recover his remaining miners essentially. And yeah, I mean, obviously, I was very happy about it. He was happy too, and I think he's also kind of listening in. And sure, I think in some cases, probably I'm able to help in this situation. I was able to help is because they were not liquid. The issue is like with these sweeper bots or any kinds of these phishing attempts, is as soon as they become liquid to your address, the sweeper bot just takes everything out. So anyhow, like I don't want to talk too much on the technical side of things, but yeah, I was able to recover, and there are some few more miners in the future which for his address are going to come out, so I'm going to recover those as well. So well, he's very happy about it, let's put it that way. I think it was a very positive DM I got from him as well. Yeah, so that's one of the things, one of the updates. The other one is obviously the upcoming projects. So there's definitely a lot more projects coming up. So probably if you missed it out, I did an interview with Steve DeFi on my YouTube channel. So I encourage you to check it out if you missed it. It's about the project Vault. It has some very interesting mechanics. It's a cap token which will be fully distributed in a span of like 10 days. And they also have this buy and burn / build, but I think I suggested to Steve maybe to mention it, buy and burn and feed the vault. I don't know, it sounds somewhat better for me, but nevertheless, I think Vault has some very interesting mechanics. Check out the white paper. I mean, just go on titanxup.com and yeah, just click on the white paper. Very interesting, and probably listen into the YouTube stream as well, because I think it's fairly simple. I believe, but I mean, those are the things, like simple things sometimes have some interesting mechanics to make them work in an interesting way. Yeah, just scrolling through Twitter. Obviously, you guys have seen it too. We are getting some teaser from Jake and Eric regarding Hydra. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting project. And looking forward to interview Jake or Eric or both of them at the same time. So that will be something interesting, I guess, right? And for sure, there's more projects coming up. I mean, we got Element 280, Flux. And by the way, dude, I think, yeah, I had a dude on the DMs, and we're talking about when we can schedule the interview. So potentially in the upcoming week, I'll update you guys, but we're going to have an interview with dude regarding Element 280. And then probably lastly, I want to share some few updates on TitanX Hub. I tweeted this and also pinned it up there. It's an update on the portfolio page on TitanX Hub. So now you can see the total future upcoming payouts as one figure at the top of that section for TitanX and Hyper as well. This was feedback from Mackenzie, and I can see Mackenzie is listening in, so shout out to you. Yeah, so that's something regarding TitanX Hub update. I mean, lastly, just want to say I want to thank you guys for your trust and support, and definitely for some of you guys who are supporting me through the TitanX Hub Premium. I appreciate you guys. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll hand it over to the next person.
Thanks, Mike. And thank you, Plan A, for all of the kind words. I really appreciate it. Helios really is striving to be a cornerstone of the TitanX ecosystem, and that we will remain a core protocol, in my opinion, for the duration of TitanX, which is forever. A key aspect of that is our TitanX treasury, which just hit 800 billion TitanX. It's an amazing feat, and they couldn't have done it without all of those HLX miners. But on top of that, we're building additional treasuries. So it started with TitanX. We expanded to the Wonderland treasury over on Pulse. And next, we are going to be accumulating all of the TitanX ecosystem tokens, including TitanX itself. We're going to have endless options as far as what are we going to do with these tokens once we receive them. Some of them will be easy, like the TitanX. We just throw in our TitanX treasury. I think any Blaze we get in, I think would be awesome for us as Helios to become a Diamond Club member. But yeah, it's ultimately up to the community what we do with it. But the key point takeaway is that Helios will own a piece of the entire ecosystem. So that'll be fun. Also, the community just voted to turn our buy and burn back on. So we are burning HLX back. And this is kind of in celebration of the 369 payout in anticipation of it, where we're going to put at least 200K worth of ETH into our buy and burn. So that'll be fun as well. And then as far as Element 280 goes, so that's what the avenue is for Helios accumulating all of the ecosystem tokens. Element 280, if you haven't watched the white paper reveal with Mo, check it out. And then, of course, we will absolutely schedule an in-depth view with Mike Dean at some point soon. But overall, it's an NFT collection / token that's just aimed to be a one-stop shop for TitanX users. We all see tons of projects coming out, and I'm sure people are getting overwhelmed, which in my opinion is not a bad thing. But we're trying to create a solution to this as far as creating the TitanX easy button for anybody that's new or overwhelmed or not sure, with all the white papers that you've got to go through and you're not sure where to participate. Element 280 is going to benefit the entire ecosystem. And by holding the NFT, you're earning E280 tokens, which those E280 tokens, they're being paired with every token in the ecosystem. So we're going to have bonded liquidity with all of it. So any price action you see across any of the ecosystem, E280 is going to absorb that as well. So it's going to be exciting. I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to take everybody's time up. I posted the white paper and our Telegram in the comments. So please give Element 280 a follow and check out the white paper. I think it's pretty short and sweet, easy to digest, and I think you would be interested in it. So, but of course, DYOR. And yeah, thanks. And pass it off to the next person.
All right, great update as always. How's my audio? I've switched devices. Is it a little bit better?
Yes, much better.
Perfect. All right, well, so I would like to say that baby DragonX and DragonX are having another run-up. It's very exciting. The whole thing about bonded liquidity, I was always on the fence about will it really work as well as we think, because just because one token goes up doesn't mean the other one will. But if certain things happen, like people actually buy the second token and hold, then the effect is multiplied. I've seen this when baby DragonX went up 77x. DragonX did its multiple X's. I don't know if it was 12 or a 15x, and the flywheel really took off. But it wasn't only because DragonX went up. It was because many people started participating in baby DragonX and holding. So we just saw this happen in the last 12 hours. DragonX is up about 60%, and baby DragonX is also up about 60%. It's just a lot of people buying, a lot of people holding. People are taking profits, but not as many as are holding. So what does all this mean? It means that our Grant wallet that used to be only 58,000. I just took a look at it, and now it's 83,000. Because instead of swapping all the BDX directly into ETH or USDC, I had a little bit of foresight and decided to keep 25-30% in DragonX. And when that went up 60%, now all of a sudden we've got $84,000 in Grant. We can do anything you want. We're going to build multiple protocols. I certainly hope the community is excited as I am about Element 280. because Baby DragonX can own a part of that revenue stream. So very, very exciting stuff. We are just we're coming up to the 90-yard line, I'd say, on protocols. We have to select which one to do first because we have two very good ones. We're getting some good feedback from founders, OGs in the ecosystem, whether they're actual technical OGs or they're community leaders that really know sentiment. So we appreciate all of you who have weighed in on our Google form and had some separate calls. That's fantastic. We want to have these proposal votes out by this week. These are not complex protocols. We can build these in 3 weeks, audit them in 6 to 10 days, and launch them well before day 369. So that's where we are. Be amazing if we launch 2. Of course, we're not going to launch both at the same time, but we will. We'll put these out for a vote. We'll have the DAO proposals come in. We're running lots of proposals, getting decent participation on those. So we thank. A lot of people said, "I've never done a DAO vote before, but now I see it's so easy and doesn't cost anything." I enjoy doing it because you actually get a voice instead of people in glass houses doing things and you're not sure. Oh, I wish I could have my voice heard. Well, in the DAO, you can, and we do as much on the DAO as possible. So that's what I want to leave everyone with. There is one small thing. I welcome anyone to come in and participate. We got this inspiration from the dude, as we get a lot of things from dude. So we are now doing a 420 BDX airdrop. Now, this is only worth a penny, right? You're not going to get rich from 420 BDX. But we're going to have, if you reply to the tweet on the Real Baby DragonX handle, you can drop your wallet in there, just drop a hashtag, follow us, and not only will you get a 420 BDX airdrop as a little memento, but you will also be entered into a drawing, a raffle. First prize on the raffle is $100 of Baby DragonX. Second prize is $50 of Baby DragonX. We're going to be doing more of these types of things. Biggest buy contests, all these types of things. We plan to wrap NFTs into one of the proposed projects, and we think that's going to be exciting because it's nice and simple NFTs with cool art and utility. So I want to thank everyone in the community for being here to listen, to share our dream and share our vision. Participate if you want. And, special thanks out to Jake and, the masterclass that came up with all these great ideas. Another special thanks out to Plan A and Mike Dean, who always tirelessly run these things very well and get everyone a platform to be able to speak on and share. I'll close it up with that. And thank you, everyone. Off to the next speaker.
Woohoo! Hello, everyone. Yeah, crazy to see everything popping off again. We knew it was going to happen. I kind of did think we'd maybe have another week or two of cooling off, letting everybody catch their breath, but we're off to the races again. Whole ecosystem pumping. It's only a matter of time. The number of holders in TitanX, it really is only a number of time before the holder numbers really does like a 10x, and we really start to see the adoption that we could have only have dreamed of 6 months ago, but that all that stuff just looks like the reality can really happen here now. Just really glad to be here and be a part of it. Obviously, with Inferno absolutely ripping off yesterday in the mint cycle was wonderful to see. But look, just updates on our own protocols. Blaze is a little bit of a sleeper in the background at the minute. It is a workhorse working in the background. Your speakers before talking about this is an important thing. I think the community that we have at the minute are a community of smart people. There's diamond handers here that are doing a lot of work to keep everything working well. There's not too many yeets kicking about the ecosystem yet. They will come, but Blaze, of all the Blaze that's been minted so far, there's less than 25% of it that's available in the market. That's between people just buying it and holding it, locking it in liquidity pools, providing liquidity, and that max staking to get into that diamond hand club. There was a couple of days during the week where you were able to get almost a 30% premium on the price of Blaze during the auctions. So some of these other things are looking real sexy, looking real slick, but don't fade. You were able to buy Blaze for less than $1 in the auction a couple of days ago. And the price of Blaze is over almost $1.70 today. So that's almost a 70. In fact, I picked some tokens up for 95 cents in the auction. And you know, so you can look at the pump there in price that you're able to participate in the auction and get that massive premium on the market value. You know, whenever ETH starts to do its run, which we'll all expect, that's gonna be a real eye opener for the Blaze protocol. So don't sleep on Blaze. You know, it may not look the sexiest of the protocols. The Blaze team are here. There's still 8 guys working their asses off in the background behind that. We have other things building for Blaze, but with so much other things going on, we don't need. We're happy to just wait and let a lot of this other stuff play out at the minute. You know, we've got Steve DeFi on the building Volt. We've got Josh and a couple of the other guys building Flux. So there's a lot happening, you know, and I personally am involved in a couple of other things that we'll be announcing in the next week or so. But yeah, all things are good. Inferno, thanks to everybody that participated in the mint for Inferno. Look, Inferno is just a fun meme coin. My favorite thing about Inferno is the actual Inferno bull himself. You know, the meme coins need to have memeability. You know, we work hard creating content around that meme as well. And whenever the mint cycle ends, you know, Flux is obviously going to start burning, you know, going to start banning and burning a lot of Inferno as well. But the meme itself is one of the most important things. So yeah, again, thanks to everybody that participated yesterday. You know, it was our best mint cycle yet. Mint cycle 6 of 8 was our best mint cycle yet. It was actually better. I remember Jake saying to us one day, you know, about the launch of Inferno and timing it, that your first day is always going to be your best. Well, this thing's really just picking up steam. And I think, like Jake says about the price of TitanX starting on day 280, I think the real thing with Inferno starts after mint cycle 8 is over. But yeah, so we brought in over 1.1 trillion TitanX yesterday, and 90% of that was into the buy and burn. With the TitanX pump, I made a couple of videos before the weekend really started on Friday, just saying, imagine by the end of cycle 8, we have $1 million in that buy and burn. And lo and behold, you know, it's already at 800 or like 880K was the top that it hit, with 2 more mint cycles to go. So really insane things happening. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions about any of the protocols, I'm happy to hang around and answer questions. And yeah, good luck to everybody. We're all here, doing great work, and great to be a part of it. Thank you.
Great. Ali, thanks a lot. Of course, do hang around. The whole purpose of this is to open up for questions, and we're yet to get to that. I know that you know, we are pretty much kind of progressing on time, and we need to get to questions quickly. So let me just ask Steve D and Aviator to give us their updates, their builders updates, and then we'll open up the floor for questions and participation of the community.
Can I give
So,
an update
Steve.
also?
Brilliant. Am I loud and clear? Thank you. What an amazing week there's been, and there's such a good vibe around in the community, and it's really good to see all these new projects. And I'm actually exploring a lot of them and having an interview every Thursday on just any new projects, because I just want to talk about the tokenomics and what's going on. But with Volt, I've got a couple of really cool things to share about Volt. Volt is a simple deflationary auction. I had a great stream with Mike Dean. Please go and check out our white paper and Telegram. It's in the comments down there. And so the 2 big updates I want to share is the first one is I just implemented in the white paper. It's going to be called the Volt Wheel. And so Volt is going to be launched on 7 protocols. And these protocols are going to be like interlinked in liquidity, in buying and burning, in value being transferred from each to other. It's going to work in a really interesting way. the center is Vault, and then the springs in the wheel are all the other protocols. And I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited about this. So I threw it out, and I would love to have your comments in the Telegram about, do you like this? Is it cool? I picked seven protocols. So Vault will launch first, and then on day 11, and on day 11, probably every few days or every week or something, we'll do another one. The first one will probably be Helios, because the way it's designed is, Helios and then Flux, because that's the way it'd be designed. So that's the first thing, the Vault wheel. Please give me your feedback. Please message me and let me know your thoughts on that in the Telegram. The second thing is I'm implementing a Vault ambassador. Okay, so what's a Vault ambassador? So each of these protocols I launch on Vault is going to have, it's going to be a Vault ambassador, and basically it's this: they become a 50% owner in this protocol. So the Genesis wallet is half of it just goes directly to their wallet. So why is this a great idea? Firstly, it promotes Vault. It helps community members who I have a list of potential ambassadors, but I'd love to, if anyone's interested, just let me know. It helps a community member, and what I'm thinking too is the rewards they're going to get from this. They're also incentivized to promote it because they have a financial gain to promote their thing. So what would I want from an ambassador? It'll be like, I would want someone who loves TitanX, is bullish on TitanX, loves the Vault mechanics and bullish on Vault, and is very social and loves socializing. So basically, they're the three things. And the Vault ambassador is financially really incentivized to promote something they love, because they are 50% stakeholder in that spoke of the wheel. And so I've actually already asked one person, so he's thinking about it. I won't say who, but so yeah, I think that's going to be. Another thing is, what would be really cool if maybe there's some community members and they don't have the finances to build a project, but if they become a Vault ambassador and the revenue they get, they're going to be able to get the finances and capital to launch their own project. So it's not a requirement, but I would love to see Vault ambassadors start launching projects. I mean, separate from me, just it's their project, but because capital to start, we know at Blaze and launching Inferno, we know the cost it takes, and it sometimes it can be quite steep, and that's a barrier to entry. So that's another thing. So they're the two main updates: the Vault wheel and the Vault ambassador. Please reach out. Like I said, I've got a list of people who I think are awesome community members who might be interested. But they're my big updates. I see you on the. I'll be on the Mo this coming Wednesday, which I'm really excited for to chat with him, because I've not chatted live one-to-one with him, so that's going to be exciting. So this Wednesday evening with the Mo. This Thursday I'm with another protocol, which is pretty going to be exciting on my own YouTube. So that's the update for Vault. Thank you guys, and I appreciate the time there.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks a lot. There's a lot there. I do realize, we have a lot to cover, and we can only really, cover high level. So it is important that we, of course, during the week, continue to reach out and kind of spread the message. Aviator, your turn.
Hey guys, Dark here. I'll keep it short and sweet. So it's been a great week for Aviator, AviatorX. We've opened the platform to all our Telegram users. So we did a bit of stress testing, and the platform itself is ready for launch. We're just busy working on the security side and smart contract side of things, but like I said last week, we'll be ready to launch fairly soon, but not rushing it, crossing our T's and dotting our I's before we before we get into that. We also have a couple of streams lined up before we launch, so it's imminent, but it's not 1 or 2 days away. We also had an update in our white paper, so be sure to check that out. And then after the spaces from last week, we decided we're going to have a strong focus on trying to get new users into the ecosystem and into the TitanX community. So in this last week, we spent quite a bit of time just discussing our marketing strategy and some content creation, which we'll start posting in this coming week, trying to get some new guys into the ecosystem. And then lastly is I had a poll on the AviatorX Twitter, I think on Friday, just asking the community what kind of projects the community thinks we need, for some more adoption and, what they'd be interested in. And the response was overwhelmingly gaming and NFTs. So that is the direction we'll continue down. So give us a follow, join the Telegram, because we've got a couple of exciting ideas up our sleeves. And yeah, that's it pretty much from our side.
Great. Thanks a lot, AviatorX. I know you're doing you're doing great actually with all that you're doing in terms of building your community as well as getting your protocol completed. So again, thank you. I must say the floor is open. I think it'll be Richie first and then Mask. I see you've got your hand up as well. Now, if anybody has any questions or concerns, please feel free. Put up your hand. We'll bring you up, and of course you can ask your question and join the discussion. Okay. Richie, just bear with me just before I hand over to you. I just need to mention to everyone that we would be allocating some time for a marketing update going forward. I think we know with Jake's live stream earlier last week that I think we're parking the marketing wallet idea for now. And I think Jake explained the reasons during the live stream. But we can do a lot. So what we're doing as a team, when I say a team, I mean, of course, I would like to share this, is to put up a team together that could lead the effort. But it pretty much is going to be a zero budget effort for now, for the foreseeable future. We need ideas. There's a lot we can do, and we can drive this guerrilla marketing approach to its limits and achieve great results, I believe. But I would like to talk a bit more about this marketing bit and how we need to formulate an approach later during the call. For now, I'd like to hand over to Richie. Richie B, over to you.
Hey, I'm gonna yield to Mask. Is that okay? Go ahead, Mask.
Of course. Yep.
I appreciate that. Just want to let you all know. PSA announcement. Eric's not here to represent DragonX, so I am on my own terms and on my own accounts. Just want to let you all know the update about DragonX. We did basically a 15 to 20x within the past 3 weeks. We're on target or have hit 30 million. Hydra's coming out within the next couple of days. Right now we are on effing fire, like literal fire. All you have to do is jump in the chat and see what's going on there. We had Jack motherfucking Levin in the building, part of Zen, in our chat, rooting for us, saying he likes dragons. All you have to do is look at the comments on Twitter to confirm that. Eric's been really busy, so I've been taking it upon myself to represent DragonX, champion of champions, aka Eric, the Dragon Tamer, coming in here with a hot protocol called Hydra, Held Hydra. And if you don't know what it is, you can check out some of the aspects of what Hydra is. When Jake was talking about it on the last stream, it give you a little bit of context. The white paper is in draft mode as of right now, from what I've seen from Eric. He said it's in draft, so it should be out within the next couple of days. They said that Hydra should be out within the next first part of September, first week. So be prepared for that. And then we have day 369, and it's just going to be an amazing time. Shout out to all the other projects, but right now I'm just representing Dragon motherfucking X. So just what I wanted to say. I wanted to shout out to Dest that's been holding down for Dragon X this whole entire time. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, man.
Thanks, Max.
Is it good to go, Plan?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Mm.
Richie, go ahead.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was a great update. Is it echoing or am I okay?
You okay?
Okay, good. I just wanted to say real quickly, I don't know why I'm echoing in my own ear, but I am. It's good to be here. Good to see everybody out here. Mass, that was a great update. All you guys with your updates and everything going on, you know. The thing I wanted to say quickly was I wanted a couple things. One is like, you know, what's happening like wild, right? You see the price up and price valuation, and it's not surprising to a lot of people that were here earlier. What's happening, but it is still exciting. You know, it's not necessarily a big surprise. I think TitanX was always an experiment. Crypto in general was an experiment. It's an experiment. And we're here, you know, it's code. We're out here doing things and people are doing things. But the fruition of your plan, like, you know, I'm a tattoo artist, you know, and I draw stuff up. And when I go from an idea that somebody gave me all the way to a permanent thing on their skin, that's amazing, you know, thing to look at. You know, even all the times I've done it, it's still a little nerve wracking, you know, because you're just like, you know, I've done this 1,000 times. But to see your ideas and, you know, your belief come to fruition is a big thing. And I want to say that for everybody who was here, you know, me, Jeff, Kindness Crypto, some people walked in, walked out. We had our miners. We all have our reasons why we do what we do. And no one is right or no one is wrong. It's just the way people do what they do. And that's fine, you know. And I want to definitely give a shout out to all the people that were grinding over here the whole way, you know, everybody and all these founders. You know, don't discount these projects because they're, you know, so many of them and too many of them. You know, there's a reason for this. And I heard somebody say or tweet something about that these are just shell games or some shit like that. And that's not true. These are genuine protocols, just like everything else. And the thing about protocols in any crypto is that, and first of all, the person doesn't understand economics, basic economics, supply and demand. You know, if people decide that it has a value and it has a merit, then it will succeed. They'll buy the product or whatever it is. So I want to give a shout out to all these projects because these guys have been building hard and they've been doing it in the trenches when, you know, it was all red candles and stuff like that. So all of you guys, you know, deserve a round of applause for what you have been doing. And it's amazing, from DragonX to Helios to Flux now to all of this stuff that people are doing. Baby DragonX. Hey, listen, Jake X, I like the coin, bro. I got the coin. You feel me? I told you guys this way back when. I never bought a meme coin. It was the first one. So, I mean, Ali, all of you guys have been banging, you know what I mean? And so kudos to you guys and stuff like that. It's mind-bending to think that, you know, that TitanX can do a 55,000X, you know. I do believe that. I was there, you know, the whole time for Hex. I made tons of money. I don't need to go over the stories again. But this is the same feeling, and other people have been there too. I wasn't the only guy, right? And so it's the same feeling that you had when you were there and you understand it. But there's some key reasons why this is better. And I'm going to do a stream with Smoothing Crypto, and I'm going to do spaces on Tuesday with Jeff from Kindness Crypto, and talk more about what it is that exactly makes it a better Hex. But it's not Hex, you know. TitanX is a play on a lot of different projects, and it was very well designed. And one of the questions Smooth and Crypto is going to ask me is, how did I see TitanX, and how did I know about TitanX, and what got me interested in TitanX? And that's going to be a very interesting thing, because I don't know any of these people. I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone on here at all. Like I didn't. And so, you know, there's people who do talk to Jake. He was in a mastermind. That's no secret. But ultimately, there is no insiders. Everybody had to buy their coins at the same time. And I'm reiterating things that we already know, maybe. But one of the biggest things I want to say about the coin and the token is that, look at my tweet when you get a chance about how we completed the second highest month of inflation for TitanX, and it was very close to the highest month of inflation. And if you look at it, sorry, it's a massive candle. And the interesting thing is, in that same month, this last month in August, we had this massive green monthly candle. And so I wrote, what do you think is going to happen when hyperdeflation starts? And there's really no supply after December, right? And the buy and burn keeps burning. And then it gets replenished because miners become profitable again. And so I spoke with Mike Dean, I don't know, on a voice call or something, and we were talking, and he asked me about this, and this is going to be another thing we're going to talk about in one of my spaces with probably Crypto Kindness with Jeff, is this idea of miners being profitable again. And people need to understand what's going on here, and not necessarily people who've been here, because you guys have been here, so a lot of you understand. But whoever's listening to this that's new, you need to go back and look at what happened with miners early on. And I've said this, I think, before, and maybe somewhere in passing, but I'm a guy who is super logical, who is looking at numbers, who's looking at, you know, past performance and all kind of things. Anyway, I mean, I have a science degree, etc., and so I'm analytical too. Like, I think a lot. And you got to think, in the bear market, we created $130 million worth of Ethereum. About 50,000 Ethereum were created in that first manic run with the short-term miners, and people who were here in the beginning saw that. Now, I'm just going to ask you, what's going to happen? See, people don't see this. What's going to happen when short-term miners become profitable again, and it goes hyper buying, and we replenish? How much? I ask a question. How much money? How much ETH do you think we can receive into the buy and burn or whatever, and staking will get profitable again? Like then DragonX burns. Like, you understand what's going on here, right? This is a cycle. This is a cycle. This wasn't a one-hit wonder. How you start is how you finish. You got 10 months of building. These guys right here, I mean, I built in a different way. I bought a lot of miners. I put my money in early. Some people stayed here and they talked and they built and they made code and they made DragonXs and baby DragonXs and fluxes and infernos and all those things. And that's awesome. And we all are doing our part in doing what we're doing. And so it brings me back into something very important, right? Not everybody is going to tickle your fancy. You feel me? So there's going to be in communities. I've been a part of it. I was in the military for a long time. I was a emergency room nurse in teams of trauma teams. I've been in a lot of teams that were very serious and important, and a lot of winning teams and a lot of great teams in high school football, all kind of things. And so have you guys. And so you know that sometimes you don't like people on your team. Sometimes you don't jive with them, but you got to win the game. You understand? And so we really, really, really have to be the community of unity. And I'll keep saying it over and over again. And there's going to be things that you just don't like that guy. That's one issue. And then the other issue is how we accept new people. This is very, very, very important, because you can't want adoption into your token or into your ecosystem and treat people like dicks. You can't do that. It doesn't. That's a bipolar, whacked out way of thinking. Especially if you're a builder and a founder, you better be kind, because you want somebody to buy your product. And so that's marketing and products all the way around. And so we got to figure out. And the reason why I bring this up is because I saw a lot of people in Hex particularly get so big that.
Richie, sorry, don't mean to interrupt. You just can we try and wrap up in say 30 seconds? We'll hand over to Penny and the verse. I know they've been waiting, and of course when they finish, we definitely can continue, because you definitely are touching upon, you're hitting some really important points there. Okay, it seems Bad Sports wants to say something as well, but yes, let's give it 30 seconds, and then Penny and the verse, who's really been, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I was about done. So the biggest thing I was saying is unity, and so we got to be the community of unity. We have to work together to achieve a certain goal. Okay, and that's what we need. And it doesn't matter. We got to put all kind of silly shit up. We're just getting started. The bull market has a long way to go. So we got to get this idea straight. And then finally, I wanted to say, don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. I got HEX from a free claim and put some AA in the beginning. I never sold my HEX and I never staked my HEX, and I made $2.3 million. I'm telling you right now, do not pick up pennies in front of freight trains. That's it.
Great, thanks, Richie. That's great. I think I have nothing to add to that. Thanks again. Penny, over to you.
Yo, first and foremost, what's up, everybody? All my Titans and Dragons out there. Today is a beautiful day. I just want to shout out to all of the builders that have just done an absolutely incredible job within this community in the last, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. While everyone was doubting, you guys were building, and you guys are creating an absolutely amazing ecosystem. That's obviously goes without saying. But what I just wanted to touch up on real quick is with a lot of new people coming into TitanX, specifically other communities like the Pulse Chain and the Zen community. What I would just want to really kind of press on is, let's all be inviting. Let's all be kind. Let's not have the egotistical aspect of like, I told you so type of stuff, because what that does is it pushes people away. It doesn't make them feel welcome. And I know it's the thing that we all want to do is like, we've been telling you guys about this for the last 8, 9 months, and you guys shit on us, but that's not going to keep people pouring into our community. So let's all be welcoming. Something I'm obviously seeing is Jack Levin, who is the founder of Zen and the builder of X1. He's obviously interested in our community. That's a big deal, guys. I know that obviously Zen has not performed very well, but Zen has a massive community and a global community at that. And so if we get Jack involved, like, yeah, his projects haven't been very successful price-wise, but he has a massive following and he is very well respected, and he's a big-time builder. So just want to say, just be welcoming, be inviting, and also, the amount of traction that we've gained this past couple weeks just on social media, man, we got to keep it up, because it's obviously working. People outside of our community are starting to pay attention to TitanX. So keep posting, keep making videos, keep, retweeting stuff, hashtagging, build on TitanX, money sign TitanX, all that stuff. It's all going to matter. That's all I got, guys. Have a blessed day.
Thanks so much, Penny. Well said. The verse, over to you.
Yo, what's up, Plan A? Can you hear me, man?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, sounds good. And hey, let me know if I start cracking up, because usually my Wi-Fi jacks up when I do these things. But first off, I want to say, shout out to builders. You guys are doing a great job and all that good stuff. Some couple of things I just want to mention. When it comes to meme coins, this is a meme coin market, whether anyone likes it or not. And I see a massive bullish catalyst with the Inferno token. And in my opinion, once Inferno goes through its mineable phase and it starts going to hyper deflationary, you're going to see a lot of degens get their eyes on the ecosystem. So just want to say, when it comes to Inferno, I think Green Candles and meme coins is going to put a lot of TitanX on a lot of people's radars, especially the bigger accounts. And I think it's a great opportunity. So I want to put that out there. And the other thing I want to say is me and another YouTuber are going to be live streaming with the founder of the Manta Network. And after live stream with them, I'm going to tell them a little bit about TitanX and what's being developed and the rollout of X28. So yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to say. Shout out to you guys, and please follow everybody on this panel. Also, shout out to my boy Goo got it in the the spaces. He's a really big TitanX guy, and he's done a lot of work to help out a lot of these projects. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks to Verse. I mean, the Verse was really one of the very first influencers to believe and was brave enough to do so publicly, and he pushed this as being really a staunch member of a community and an asset. So Verse, thank you so much for all you do and all that you've done. Thank you. Bad Sport, over to you.
Yes, how's everyone doing? My audio okay? All good?
Yes, all good.
Loud and clear. Yeah, so today has been fantastic, right? Green candles everywhere. Absolutely buzzing. I've been out with the family all day just trying to relax, but again, I'm sat there staring at my phone, looking at these bullish tweets everywhere. The community is absolutely going crazy. Like the last week has just been incredible. Shout out to the Verse man. He absolutely loves the Inferno. The Inferno bull is going to be one to watch for sure. I mean, we're on week 6. We've got two more cycles left. I'm minting every week, and then yeah, it's off to the races after that. So yeah, I've got a stream with the Verse on the 12th. We're going to look at Inferno, Blaze, and we're going to be covering mainly the Flux launch. Flux is going fucking brilliantly. Audits are clean. We're 3 days into the first audit. Very little issues to look at, just minor things. And testnet suite, everything's going good there. So yeah, it's really close to announcing a launch date. And then yeah, just to echo like Richie, we had a good chat today, and sort of looking at how we should all unify and bring new people in, and just try and not put any barriers in place. Let's all work together. If there's any streams coming back, any community members coming back who sort of faded as TitanX went down to its lows, bring them back in, invite them in. Let's be positive. Yeah, we're going to that 55,000 baby. Let's do it.
Great. Thanks, Bad Sport. You're definitely absolutely right. We definitely should be all embracing, because this community can only grow by doing so. And when I say all embracing, it has to be, of course, aligned with our ethos and principle. But once you've got the buy-in from from those who are not members of our community yet, I think most certainly everyone is definitely welcome. There's a space for everyone here. And just to mention it, going back to the point about Jack Levin, I mean, Jack Levin is we've got to have to say that he really led the effort of this fair crypto movement, and he did so with such dignity. That is absolutely correct. And if you look at Jake's, all his utterances, whether it be on streams or even in print, Jake has had nothing but respect for Jack. There's been a difference of opinion as to how to formulate tokenomics or an approach to driving projects, but that's of course separate. But in terms of acknowledging Jack, if you look at the first 3 months or so of TitanX, Jake was nothing but complimentary to Jack, and so we are pretty much aligned in terms of our ethos, I'd say. And so, in effect, completely what everyone has said here today about Jack, we definitely respect him and what he's doing, and the chain that he seems to be almost built or almost ready or even ready. I don't know, but that's a space to watch. Both communities are pretty much the same, and so open doors from certainly a TitanX perspective. And yeah, let's continue to operate in that spirit. Great. Does anybody have anything else to say at this point? I would say, I mean, Richie, I probably need your help in what I'm going to, any thoughts that you may have on this. But with the marketing effort that I mentioned earlier, this is something that we really do need to formulate. We've got a Telegram channel dedicated to TitanX marketing, and I think we'll have to use it more now leading up to day 369. And so why is day 369 so important for those who are not members of the community or new to the community, or just want to find out what this is all about? Well, day 369 is one of TitanX's major payouts, and we are all expecting that week, which is the end, I think the 30th of, to be exact, it'll be 30th of October. After that week, leading into November, we will really hit our deflationary phase. And so if you look at the day 369, that's a massive payout going to community members as well as DragonX, which is a contract that was used to stake a significant amount of TitanX. The objective there was to keep value within the system. And without going into the long story of it, it has done exactly what it was intended to do. And so where we are now is that I think anywhere from 2 to 3 million USD worth of ETH will go to DragonX, and half of that will go to buy and burn TitanX, and the other half will go to buy and burn DragonX. This would have a major impact on both protocols. And so, yes, are we looking forward to that? Yes, we are. We're also looking forward to X28. And thanks to Shiz for his the carvings he does. I mean, I talked about the work rate this guy has. It's incredible. But it really focuses the mind. And the X28 protocol would address a lot of concerns that were raised by the community when we had the launch of DragonX, and it wasn't quite well understood. And it will give us the opportunity, those who've staked or those who staked heavily, would give us the opportunity to go liquid if we wanted to, within the framework of the ecosystem. That will, of course, free up more cash, or if you like, or more ETH for those protocols that are participating, like DragonX, like Helios, to gather up more ETH and to do exactly what I said earlier, which was buy and burn their native token and buy and burn TitanX. All of this ties in to what we mentioned earlier, which is the objective of pushing TitanX into a hyper-deflationary environment. So, in effect, the experiment we're running here is to see whether a community of people from around the world can gather together and create an asset that can go through adoption, go through these various phases, adoption, as well as become a hyper-deflationary asset that retains value and actually grows value. That is what the experiment is here. And let me add, on a fair crypto basis. So I'll just stop there. I'm just trying to cover the marketing idea we have, but I think Mike has his hand up and Eric is in the house. So
yes.
I think I would like Eric to say something. So I would like to pass to Mike and then to Eric.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was seeing that Eric is listening in, and I sent the invitation really quick because he's teasing us with the Hydra. So spill the beans, Eric.
What exactly do you want to know? I mean, so we're very close. Jake is just finalizing some functional tests, and we'll probably have it in audit in a few days. It's going to be pretty massive for DragonX, and it will burn a lot of TitanX as well. It's going to utilize the vault. It's going to, so the way you can think about it is all the economic energy is going to go to DragonX first, and then that will be distributed, except for I think 10% will go to the vault of the mine TitanX. The rest will go into DragonX. So you can imagine if we have hyper level of adoption, which was like 10 mil, there's going to be 9 million coming in to DragonX first. Then that will be distributed. Some of that will be just burned. 20% of that will be burned, and the other 80% of that will go to buy and burn this new token. So it's going to have a huge effect on DragonX, which will have a huge effect on the mining ROI for Hydra, because Hydra is bonded to DragonX. And the sale pressure is delayed, right? So you have deferred sale pressure, but you have the ability to apply that buy pressure up front to keep the miner ROI really high. So I think it's a massive lever for the entire ecosystem, because it's burning DragonX and TitanX and submitting TitanX to the DragonX vault, which effectively increases the amount of burn that TitanX and DragonX get on the back end when excuse me, when the 369 and AAA payouts come on. So it's just all around just a massive lever for the whole entire ecosystem, and I would invite people who are thinking about building to consider how they can boost the efficacy of the mining ROI on Hydra, because that kind of draws a lot of economic energy into TitanX. Mike, I'm not sure what you wanted me to touch on, but that's just an overview of Hydra. Is there any specific thing you wanted me to talk about, Mike?
When launch, I guess that's what's on everybody's mind.
Exactly, Eric. When launch?
Yeah. So I will open up the Telegram group. I've already made the Telegram group. I'm going to open it up as soon as we're in audit. So that is probably like we're days away from starting the audit, and when that happens, I will open up the Telegram group, and then it's a matter of the availability of. I think we're going to go dead roast. So whether dead roast can do it in a week or 2 weeks remains to be seen. But once the audit begins and commences, I'll just open up the Telegram group, and I'll also start to reach out to you guys about live streams. Is Mo on the yeah, he is. I want to do the kind of inaugural live stream with Mo and Mike, but special emphasis on streaming with Mo first, because Mo has been here through everything. He's really become like a brother of mine throughout this entire like adventure, and I want to give him the inaugural kind of Hydra stream. So I want to do the launch stream with Mo, and then we could have like Mike as a guest, or other folks come in as a guest. And then I'm going to try to jump on as many streams as humanly possible. So if you guys have an audience, it's going to be nuts. Like I'm just going to be showing this thing like crazy, and I hope you guys will too.
Great. I think we definitely look forward to hearing more from you, Eric. Thanks for the summary and the update. And I think to all of us, it's a case of watch the space. Bud Sport, you have your hand up, huh? Yeah, over to you. And I think Amit is also here. Let Amit speak first. Actually, he came up first, and then Bud Sport. Then over to you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Plan A. This question is for Eric. Eric, I'm sort of trying to prepare for Hydra and a few other protocols like I would an exam in high school. Okay, so just bear with me here. The question I have for you is it's really basic. If we're doing Hydra miners, am I able to adjust the miner length like I would a TitanX miner? Thank you.
Yeah, it's similar to Hyper in this regard. You will have power and length. The power will be, I think, the same as Hyper, and then the length will also be 88 days. The max length will be 88 days. The idea behind Hyper is Yeah, the idea behind Hyper is it's not going to favor early people that much. Like there will be a daily update, so there will be people will be favored, but there won't be all of these crazy bonuses that will drive the mining ROI down, and have people be dumping. Because it goes back to like my experience of Hex and Zen and all of these protocols that just heavily incentivize people in the beginning to basically mine and dump on everyone else's head. The idea behind this is let's keep the protocol as lightweight as possible so that it bounces back to high ROI quickly. And so the mining is very consistent and you can compound consistently.
That's huge. Thank you very much for sharing. Appreciate it.
Yep. And the bonding to DragonX, the intention there is, you know, we're going to keep, I think there's like half a dozen projects building on DragonX. So that will hopefully be a massive lever for price appreciation, which will drive the mining ROI higher on Hydra, which will just continue to perpetuate the whole system.
Okay, you just answered my second question. Basically, I was wondering, I was trying to convince myself, why am I going to take one of my highest yielding assets, which is DragonX, and swap it for something else and lose it? Now I understand completely how that leverage play can be used. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, the buy and burn is DragonX buy and burn. So like I said, all the economic energy, basically most of it goes into a DragonX buy and burn that then buys and burns Hydra. So it is a lever. It's kind of a lever on DragonX. Now, obviously, the economics can change based on the amount of people dumping, right? So it won't always be positive against DragonX, but you have that ratchet of DragonX coming in and buying it, which means it will be really strongly correlated with DragonX. That being said, you start miners with TitanX. You don't start them with DragonX. So my suggestion would be, this is not financial advice, it's just what I think would make sense, is have your DragonX core position. If you have TitanX miners coming out, then you can experiment with the Hydra protocol and see if it's working for you to obtain more DragonX at a good rate. And if it's effective for you at compounding, great. But it's not the kind of thing where you'd want to sell DragonX into TitanX and start miners. I think that you want to have your moon bag, like your bull run bag for DragonX before Hydra comes out.
Understood. Yeah. The way I played DragonX was, I listened to you and I trusted you, but I didn't really know enough to form a concrete, absolute 100% position on DragonX. So what I did was I swapped 1-to-1. And I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, I need to use a percentage of my bag that I feel comfortable with, because this might not play out. I don't even know what kind of leverage play it would have been. But now hindsight is 2020. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing with Hydra and with the miners that are coming out. So if you're lucky enough to have miners coming out over the next month or two, that would be an excellent play. Thanks again, Eric. Appreciate it, man.
Excellent questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Emmett. Bud Sport, over to you.
Yeah, this one was less protocol focused and more on community and marketing, really. Just want to give a public thank you to Eric for really getting behind the TitanX community on X. I think that's a real catalyst, like, reply, share everything. And I've seen the amount of engagement that everyone's getting at the minute is absolutely crazy. It's gone off the charts. So just keep at that. Some of the content that's coming out is fucking brilliant. The videos, the artwork, the AI graphics, all that stuff. So keep it coming, keep it positive. Like, share, reply, everything. And yeah, let's just send this thing to the moon, man. It's brilliant. Yeah, so Eric, well done for kicking that off, because we're really going to take that on board and crack on.
Fantastic, man. Yeah, I'm really excited for Flux, and yeah, I think you hit it home. Like, right now, we're doing a really good job. Like, we're a fucking strike team right now. It's amazing. Keep up the good work, everybody, because like it's like night and day right now. We're getting so much engagement. My posts are getting engagement that people who have like 100,000 followers are getting. This is so good for the ecosystem. So just keep it up, guys. You're doing such a good job. Like we're punching way above our size right now, and that's exactly what we needed. So just tweet like fucking crazy. Volume matters a ton, and replies matter a ton. So let's just do the work, you know.
Yeah, hey, and I wanted to say, man, shout out to you, Eric. You really put down the work, man. And I love what you're doing, man. It's so cool. And somebody made a tweet recently and they said, hey, you know, he was so shy, or not shy, but you said you didn't like to do interviews and stuff. And it's really amazing. Like, I mean, I see your stuff everywhere. So I mean, shout out to you and everything you're doing, man. You're a hardworking dude, man. You put the work in. So kudos.
Same to you, Richie. I appreciate everything you do for the community too, man. Keep in touch, and we should do an AMA at some point.
Yeah, they'll go crazy, bro. We'll do something wild. We'll come off the cuff or something. Maybe I'll bring my wife on it.
Great. Any other questions? If anyone has any questions for
hey,
Ames.
You Planet, you asked me about something. Did you ask me what I thought about something or something like that?
And it was the marketing, approach that we were looking at adopting, and just wanted to see, your input. But let's just see. Does anybody have any questions for Eric at all whilst he's, still on a roll? Please feel free. Okay, great. Okay, whilst we wait, yes, Richie, absolutely. Wanted to sort of I was developing a point, and that is that we are looking at putting together a team for this guerrilla marketing approach that we're looking at pursuing. I think the success that we have achieved so far needs to be managed properly. And I will give examples. I won't just make a statement like that without giving an example. I have received definitely feedback that new people coming in, and I think we all have, even here, that new people coming in will find it difficult to understand exactly what's going on within the TitanX ecosystem. They need somewhere to start. So if you say, for instance, you look at any of the websites that we have, or say you go to Mike Dean's TitanX hub, you see about 21 protocols. But for a new person, that may very well be overwhelming. So what we need to do, and I call this managing our success, is to find a way to break this down into bite-sized pieces for new members or people who are looking at the ecosystem. And so the question really is, how do we do that? And so Richie, I'd like to know what your view is.
Richie, just before.
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
Just before, I was just checking. Mr. Jack Lavin is listening in, so I just sent an invite. Yeah, come up if you like.
Yeah. Hey, Jack, why'd you block me, bro? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so Plan A. So on that, I think that this goes back to the community and about the community of unity and tolerance and ideas. So one of the things in a family, you see these infightings and stuff, and I really don't like this shit. I don't, and we have to figure out how to work together with our differences as strengths. That's the most important thing. So I say that because in the marketing thing, I might not ever make a flyer or whatever, but somebody else might, and they have a great idea. So I think that this thing is like kind of like what you're saying already, is that you need to have a work group, and you've got to get a work group of people with a diversity of ideas. And so
Richie, bear with me. I don't mean to interrupt you in this, even though I am. Please, can someone, either Mike or Dude, can you please bring? I think we've got. Sorry about this. We've got Marco the Hexagon trying to come up.
Yes,
and Mo.
I accepted both of them. I don't know, for some reason sometimes it doesn't show up, but I accepted both of them. Jack Lavin is in the house.
Excellent.
Welcome,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll
Great.
give it. We'll give it to Jack. But so that was just real quick. You know, we have to figure out how to use diversity in our favor rather than creating friction, and that's hard to do because things get triggered. So I think that what you're doing already is good, and we have to create a work group of diversity and figure out how to get the message out. And the last thing I'll say about this is that the what you're saying is very true, because I used to get engagement by just simply putting the link to the app, you know, or the app to make miners, but that's hard to do because miners are at a loss. So now I make a link to the white paper. So we do need to get this down. There's a lot of moving parts. It's complex, and we got to figure out how to simplify it. And the other issue is, the last thing I'll say is, it's very fluid and it's moving, and there's lots of moving parts, and it's hard to describe to people. So I think we should make a group with diversity and figure out how to get it out there. And Jack, go for it, bro.
Excellent. Excellent. Jack, is Jack in the house? Yes, of course. Excellent. Over to
Good
you.
morning, guys. Good morning. How is everybody doing?
Doing well. And you?
I am doing great. I just woke up. I'm in Hawaii. It's just a little bit after 7. Having my coffee. So you guys are jamming it on the spaces. Just wanted to come and say hi, and basically say congratulations on the pump.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks. And you know, we're really talking about that. We also talked about you earlier, and in a good way. And must say thank you for everything that you've done for the broader crypto space. I think you really pointed the right way, and that is really the path that we're on. And hopefully you're not disappointed at all. But we're definitely pushing the idea of fair crypto and insisting on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not disappointed. I am really happy that you guys are basically following the path. I think you're kind of like both. I think TitanX and DragonX are embodiment of the principles that we outlined a couple of years ago. And you guys are pretty much kind of the alternative to the meme craze that's happening. And you know how meme craze is. It comes in waves. It makes a lot of people rich, and it wrecks a lot of people. And then the wave, recedes. And what ends up staying are the solid protocols that are based on, first of all, sound principles, community, things like working together, engagement, so on and so forth. And it is ultimately the builders in the beginnings of the bull market, which I believe we have ultimately end up benefiting.
Absolutely, and that's what really needs to change. And I think we are definitely heading in that direction. Jack, whilst you're here, if you don't mind, would you mind letting us know where things are with X1? Because of course there are a lot of people here who are, Zenians, and I count myself as one of them. But yes, I think whilst you're here, we'd like to take that opportunity as well too.
Yeah, so on the technical side, X1 is ready to go. It's been stable for a while now. We have tested the blockchain to about 100,000 transactions per second. We're very, very pleased with the performance. Currently, we're working on the wallet integration, and we're looking at Backpack Wallet, which is an open source wallet, which we'll be able to either submit a PR into so that the regional team integrates X1, or we just do a fork and have this like alternative extension that people can use. Frankly, we could be mainnet today. There's like really nothing stopping us. The most complex things that we're facing is the distribution of the native token to all of the members of our communities everywhere in crypto. And we're really working hard on trying to make it fair and to actually embody the principles that we outlined, because we really don't want to be in a situation where, should we do this like sort of a massive airdrop and people grab it and then they just end up liquidating and selling it off, becoming the market makers themselves. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to work on the implementation of the longevity into the project, where the original developers and the builders within the ecosystem get the benefit by actually creating or basically having value within the native coin. And that actually, and you know how it is, like, for example, with TitanX and DragonX, it's all about delayed gratification. And delayed gratification really means only one thing: you don't dump on the community. And so we're working on a way to stop both exchanges as well as the people who get airdrops or ability to claim to very, very quickly dump the price to hell. At the same time, we want to launch with as low basis as possible. Now, what does it mean? So a lot of the hype projects like Blast, for example, launched at very, very high valuation, and they've been sold off by like 70%. And nobody's happy within like Blast community. And so what we're trying to do, we're trying to launch at as low valuation as possible so that we can onboard the most of the world as possible. And that, I think, will build the longevity to the project and actually will make the tokens investable. So that's kind of like where we're at today.
Excellent. Thanks, Jack. Must say, you know, if there's anything that we can do as a TitanX ecosystem to help, please do let us know. We're definitely, you know, watching.
Yeah, well, I think you're already helping. I mean, like, obviously, just you guys being here and you guys are kicking it right now, being organized and you know, in light of the distractions of NFTs and meme coins, I think you're actually, you know, doing great, and you're helping today.
Right, thank you. If anybody has any question for, sorry, I just got, yes, for Jack, please feel free to come up and ask.
Just 1 second, guys. To all the listeners who are not speaking now, okay, please just drop, because we have the max users right now. I cannot invite any more people up. So do not, please just drop down. Thank you.
And Mike, do you have any questions on the YouTube front? Are there any questions for either Jack or Eric that you have?
One thing I can say for sure is Mr. Jack brought some definitely a few more listeners in, so thank you to that. Right now there is no questions directly on YouTube, but yeah, I'll update you if anything comes up.
Yes. Great. Okay, that's what. Yeah, and of course, Jack, if you need to go, do let us know. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, I think we do have a, you know, we do have an opportunity, Jack, that to ask any question that we may have. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, over to you.
Hey, yeah, sorry. So yeah, yeah. Hey, Jack, nice to see you in the TitanX space. Quick question: Do you see any way that that there can be a protocol built that combines the two communities together? You know, TitanX and Zen, and how we can work together to make that you know, beneficial for everyone involved?
Well, I think there's a lot of alignment between the projects. Both, I think, TitanX and Zen is used for fuel to onboard new projects. So I can definitely see there could be some sort of a collaboration in the future. And as you guys obviously know, we are always been, you know, project agnostic. We've been to 12 different chains plus Bitcoin. We're now in the Solana ecosystem. And so we are pretty much all-encompassing, and we're welcome compatible project. And what compatible project basically means is that you follow first principles. You don't, you know, pump the token just to dump on your community. And I think both TitanX and you guys in DragonX will definitely embody that. So I do see potential collaboration in the future, one way or the other.
Great, Marco.
Hey guys, what's up? Jack, what's up, man? It's good to hear information regarding X1. I really hope to stay excited for that. Planet A, I just wanted to go back to real quick regarding your messaging, you know, the marketing questioning you have. The marketing in TitanX is actually pretty simple, right? And it comes down to two things: consistency and structure, right? So I think what a lot of people need to do, especially like the builders and the be consistent with it, right? So what the hexagons did in the past was you had advanced users and you had new guys coming in, right? So what they did was, for example, let's say a certain protocol they want to teach, new users like.
Guys, the sound on YouTube was a bit crappy, so I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna just reload and try again. Yeah, just hold a second. Just 1 second. It's loading somewhat for whatever reason. Either is my internet or so I'll try my best. The internet seems to be fine for now, but for whatever reason. Okay, just 1 second, guys. Yeah, it's very crackly. Yes. Just 1 second, guys. I'm trying to change to a hotspot here because it seems like my internet is not acting up. So I'm okay. It's I think my internet is working again, but I cannot refresh the site. So probably what I'm gonna try and do is just join the spaces with my phone. So Mr. Plan A. There's Plan A. Let me join again. Join space.
Doing his thing, right? So I think every team needs to do that. Every team needs to be more active, be consistent with your active, just like how Eric is doing and just like how Jake is doing, right? And then, like I said, do YouTube videos. And lastly, I think the number one person that everybody relates to and understands easily is Mike Dean, right? So this tip is directly to Mike Dean. Mike Dean, your website is beautiful. I think you should have a tab where it has all the, when you do those breakdown of those interviews with every single protocol, have a tab where it's there. So if somebody wants to go, they don't have to go to your YouTube channel all the time and then really search through your 100 videos. It's right there. If they want to learn about Blaze and introduction of Blaze, they go to your website, they click on it, and it's right there for them. It makes it easier, So if you could do that, I think that'll be phenomenal. It really will help the marketing. It will help the education along everybody, So that's what I recommend you guys doing.
Hey, real quick, man. Lots of respect to that dude, right? Lots of respect to that dude right there. He took a lot of heat for this project, man. He was over there in the trenches with the Mexicans, and he stayed strong on his beliefs, man. That dude right there is solid. He took a lot of grief. Everybody give that dude respect. And as far as marketing goes, I listen to that guy right there. He knows what he's talking about.
I appreciate it, Richie B, man. Thank you, buddy.
Richie, given that you mentioned that point out, I've got to say, I kind of like doff my hat to you. I watched, I don't know what to call it. It wasn't an interview, but a discussion with a few hexagons that you had when you revealed that you invested in the TitanX ecosystem, and the level of abuse you took on that stream was just incredible.
We should be back on YouTube, guys.
I mean, you're a very evolved human being, because I don't think I could have taken that level of abuse. And you kept your cool. You really just you didn't descend. You really, in any case, put it this way, I won't dwell on it. You're a very decent human being.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, and look, it's more of lack of education, right? When people, especially some of these people I knew for like 4.5 years, right? And a lot of these people I met in person. I had dinner with them, I had parties with them. them. And if they don't want to be educated, that's fine. That's their choice, right? You don't shove it down their throat, right? You just find people that are willing to listen, and that's it, right? People are gonna come and go, right? This is one thing I always say. When I invested in Hex, right? Or when I invested in Zen, or I invested in TitanX, is one thing, right? Founders come and go, buyers and sellers come and go, but the code is immutable and is always here to stay. I invest into the code. That's it. I don't keep it. I don't take anything personal. You know, I could go back and forth with people. We could all go back and forth with people, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about education, right? So choose your battles and just, you know, educate. If they don't want to be educated, just move on to the next person. That's it. That's all that we could do. You know, we have bigger goals, man. We have an
But
ecosystem to build, and I'm excited
yeah,
for it, man.
in character counts, man. I mean, like he said, dude, I saw that video and I was like, God damn, they lit you up and you stayed on your ground, and damn, bro, I got a lot of respect for you, man.
Yeah,
And
it was a 4-hour
hey,
video.
hey, bro,
It is what it is, man.
MAGA.
But listen, I'm here. I'm here. I'm excited to learn with the community. I love this community. Like, it's phenomenal. The people I learned for the past 280 days plus. You know, it's just great people. People are hungry. They want to learn. They want to build something new, right? Like, and it's beautiful to see this once again, to be part of from the beginning, day one, and to see all play out. It's a beautiful thing, man. When you look back, like, holy shit, I was part of that again. So, congrats to every dev. Congrats to every founder, every supporter. Like, this isn't easy. It's not easy. Trust me. I did it for almost 4.5 years with another community. It is not easy. But if you believe in it, you believe in it. Just keep on doing it, guys. Keep on. You're doing great.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael. The Mo, over to you.
Hello, everybody. I have a question for Jack. Why do we need a special wallet? Why can't we use Robbie wallet?
Hey, before I answer, I just want to say that this is the TitanX DragonX space. I don't want to suck in the vacuum out of your content that's related to your project. So I will answer this question, but be mindful of the community here. Robbie wallet is for Ethereum ecosystem. We're on SVM, Solana, so we need different wallets, and those wallets are actually work faster, much faster than like MetaMask and Ravi. And I can happy to share more details later offline.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you. The Mo, over to you. The Mo, we can't hear you. I don't know whether it's some technical issue from your side, but just let you know that we can't hear you.
He might have to exit and come back in, and it happens at times.
Yeah. Great.
On that note, this has been a great space and lots of new eyes on it, and I'm super excited about the ecosystem. I've got to run, so I hate to leave you guys. I'll catch the rest of this on a replay, but y'all have a great Sunday. Thanks.
Wait, is that the dude talking?
That's dude talking.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hey, dude, what's up, brother? Listen, man, Element 2280, man, 28, bro. It's fucking insane, bro. Keep it up, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, thank you. Please check out, like, and subscribe to all of our socials, please. It'll help us get some more eyes on everything.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
super
man.
excited to get
Keep it up.
launched. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
Love
Thanks,
what you guys
everybody,
do,
too. I got to wake up in 4 hours. It has been fantastic. Great energy.
Oh, my God.
See y'all this week. Cheers.
Great. Thanks, James, and thanks, dude. Great. Yeah, Mo, you're back. Fire away. It seems we're still having technical difficulty with Mo. Anyway, whilst we wait for Mo to sort his technical issues out, does anybody have any other questions? It could be for Jack, Eric. We've got another 10 minutes left on the clock, so we do have time for questions or even any concerns that anyone may have. Please.
I actually have a question for Jack until Mo gets here, right? Hey, Jack, real quick. So you seen the process of how Zen was, and you see the process of TitanX, the direction it's going, right? And I know you love building protocols that's similar to these guys. One, did you see any protocol that really catches your eye that you actually enjoy on TitanX? And two, if so, have you thought about building a protocol on top of that that might incorporate Zen and TitanX at the same time to help both ecosystems out? If you did, I'm just curious.
Well, as I mentioned before, both tokens are acting as fuel for new project launches. I think there could be synergies out there. And to be honest, I just like the vibe of the community, so that's why I pulled up. And it was not a premeditated any sort of plan. I literally just joined the Telegram last week, I believe. So currently, it's a weekend, and I'm getting free education from you guys. So thank you for that.
And thanks, Jack, for you. I mean,
yeah, thanks for answering.
The pleasure is ours, and we're honored to have you here. Definitely. And by the way, I know you mentioned X1 is really agnostic or coin agnostic or protocol agnostic. I think we're also heading in the same direction with TitanX. We have a protocol called X28 in the pipeline. You may have heard, may or may not have heard about it, but it would work with layer 0 and allow us to be multi-chain. So in effect, when X1 launches, we can definitely be there and carry the energy that we have as a community, working together with, of course, Zen. And there are a lot of overlaps, as you've alluded to earlier. So just to that question, the two communities are pretty much sister communities in terms of ethos and principles. So I don't see any issues. Yeah, Mo, you're back, please. Mo, I'm really sorry about that. I mean, we really can't hear you. I don't. Maybe it's me. Can anybody hear Mo, or is it just me?
No, he might still
Definitely
be muted.
Mo.
No, I can't hear him either.
Okay. Well, Mo, I think we're gonna have to leave it for next time, and I really want to hear what you have to say, because you're a great contributor, but
I have a quick
we'll
question
leave it
to Jack.
for next week. Yes, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Jack. One thing I was asking is, I mean, we're gonna have X28, which is gonna be layer 0. Like, I mean, we're gonna be using the layer 0 to be on all the chains, or all the chains which layer 0 supports. And so the question is, for X1, is there going to be like an official bridge or so, whereby you can have tokens from one chain which you can bridge into X1? What are your thoughts on that? Like, what kind of bridge do you have, or what is the thought regarding that sector?
Yeah, so thank you for your question. So we studied layer 0 and we like it quite a lot. It works pretty well, and the tech is pretty good. One complexity there is layer 0 really serves as a closed source. You can't even see the source to audit it, and that's kind of a problem, because that introduces centralization between the protocols. Like, specifically, it isn't necessarily that you will end up losing your money, because I believe that the liquidity pools on both sides of the on the chains are self-custodial. However, you could potentially be censored by a protocol that you don't know how it works. So I'm hoping for a day where they're actually open source and we can look at the source just actually to see what's going on there. In terms of what we're doing, is we're working on giving people ability to wrap tokens between the major layer 1 blockchains specifically. So for example, Ethereum, you should be able to wrap Ethereum into something we called XETH. So you issue a transfer and it goes over our relay service. It will be open source, maybe through a partner Oracle system. And you should be able to wrap Ethereum into XETH on X1. Same thing for Solana. So should you want to transfer your Solana, you should be able to get it wrapped into XSOL. And once you do that, you should be able to participate in the decentralized finance or whatever, whether it's a DEX or whatnot, right on X1. I also wanted to shout out to my friend that I see in the audience, CZ. She's the OG Hexagon. We met about 2 years ago. So CZ, good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, CZ is the best, man. Pure hearted soul.
Great.
Just got a question for
CZ,
Jack
well,
too.
you definitely recognized, definitely. Okay, Steve, I think, sorry, Mo is back. Let's see whether we can get something from him. Mo, can you hear us? Okay, let's leave it for now. Steve, over to you.
Brilliant. Hey Jack, thanks for coming here. It's great to have you. And just a quick question was just I'm just curious what the programming language would be, being from is it Rust or is it something new? Just if we were to build on X1.
So X1's programming language is based on SVM, which is Solana Virtual Machine. It is Rust, and a lot of people they kind of have allergic reaction to it when they first look at it. However, what's amazing about Solana's ecosystem is the tools that you get are just absolutely amazing. You can start building fairly rapidly. There is higher quality of development on that ecosystem because Rust is very, very specific. It is resistant to the reentrancy bugs, and reentrancy is a big issue with Solidity. And so we have written a number of protocols so far using Rust, and we have a number of tutorials that people can follow. There's a lot of YouTube videos. You can bring in a Hello World program. You can build games that are very, very interactive. The speed of the blockchain is about 400 milliseconds per block. So it's pretty much kind of like a real-time world's state machine that can run on thousands and thousands of nodes and be super fast. And we're actually making some adjustments to the engine to make it even faster than Solana.
Steve, is that okay, or do you have any other?
That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds good. Nice one. I look forward to the launch and building some stuff on it.
Great. Okay, if there are no further questions, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark. As much as I would love to continue, I think we need to start wrapping up now. I will say thanks everyone for attending and participating. It's been a very lively session. Thanks, Eric and Jack. Thank you so much for joining. I think we've learned more about X1, and we're definitely looking forward to the launch. So
we're about to hit 200 people, by the way, in the space, guys.
Oh wow! I mean, that is well,
2 more hours.
Hey, I had a giveaway that I promised that I would announce on this stream. Can I just? It was a $200 TitanX giveaway. Can you pick a number between 1 and 49? I just count the comments and then I'll just post it. Is that cool?
Okay, 20. How about that?
20? Brilliant. I'll count it now and that's the winner. That's the winner of the $200 TitanX. So superb.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So Mike, do you have any last words before we wrap up?
Yeah, sure. So thank you for listening in. Thank you for Jack coming to support us, and looking forward to learn more about X1. I think you guys probably a bit more into the Xen community than myself. I have a small bag, but definitely not as big as the TitanX and DragonX. But yeah, thank you very much for being here. Just as always, Mackenzie already wrote it on YouTube. Like the video now. So on your way out, don't forget to spank that like button, as I like to say, and don't forget to subscribe either. Yeah, so all in all, I think this week has been a very good week. We're seeing green candles, things are going, and we're here every Sunday, me and you, Plan A, and all the other listeners as well. So shout out to ourselves, right? All right. That's it for me for today. And yeah, if anything, let me know. My DMs are open. And visit titanxhub.com. You're going to see all the upcoming projects and the ones which have been launched. So looking forward to do some more updates on that.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Desk and Rect to Riches, I'm sorry. We really do have to wrap up now. Please do join next week and, and contribute and ask any questions that you may have. Otherwise, of course, the Telegram is there. But of course, Desk is a key member, and Rect to Riches, thank you for the work you do as well. Okay, just finally, we are gradually preparing for busy months ahead, as we said last week. September to November, we'll see a number of key milestones. And so I would suggest that we enjoy the ride and gear up for these months ahead, because there's quite a lot to do. Not least the marketing effort, which we do need to firm up. So please do visit the Marketing Telegram group, contribute your ideas. Marco, thank you for the ideas. Richie, great ideas on the marketing front, and we definitely are taking those on board. Thanks, everyone, and have a great week ahead. Take care.
All right, guys. See you next time.